Hello, 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 dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. Libras, how are you? This is your reading for October, November, December. We're going to start off with your water and candle, and then we're going to go ahead and move into tarot with, we have the Four of Swords right there. Sorry, guys. With, we're going to look into October, November, and December separately, ending with a general love reading and a general finance reading. There's definitely, for the month of October for you guys, there's definitely this kind of shift where you are tired of being your worst enemy, let's put it this way. Realizing how good something is, whether it is a connection that you're in that maybe you stepped out, or a connection that you're in that maybe somebody else, or like, and I feel that's the thing is, Libra, I don't feel that somebody else stepped out on you. I feel like you went ahead and you were trying to look for something else. You were trying to look for something a little bit more meaningful. But, excuse me, guys, but it's like you're getting a second chance at redoing something. Whether it is in, again, in a romantic connection, or whether it is in your finances or your career, or something to do with your physical body, or whatever it is. But you guys are definitely in a place where you're just like, I'm not going to mess this up again. I'm not going to fall into those temptations that then I kind of feel like I have to hide everything, or I have to keep secrets. So you guys have definitely learned in the month of October, there's definitely lessons that are being learned, and that you're grateful that you learned them before the foundations that you have created, or you had, or that you have with someone, start crumbling down. There is definitely, again, there is somebody that you're being asked to move away from. If you were cheating or you were stepping out, whatever it was, you're being asked to make sure that you cut all ties with whoever that individual is. Unfortunately, some of you, when you guys come to realize what it is, how it is that you're jeopardizing a certain connection, or how it is that you have been jeopardizing yourself when it comes to your life, is because something came out, is because somebody found out, you were caught in a lie, and that was kind of like your wake-up call. Even though you were given many warnings in the past, the act of actually being caught on something, the actual being caught in a lie in itself, is kind of like what shakes you guys up to actually start making those necessary changes that you have been asked to make in the past. But you guys are definitely doing it. You guys are definitely tired of living kind of like trying to find that security, or trying to find that fulfillment outside of yourself. When we go ahead and we move into the month of November, again, there's definitely this this energy, or this space where you're trying to avoid the temptations, right? Whether it was that you were on dating sites, even though you're married or you're in a committed relationship, it's like you're going ahead and making sure that all of those, that your profiles are deleted and things like that, because you want change, and you have realized that, yes, you have been blessed with a lot of good things, right? And that it's not that bad things happen to you. It is that you yourself put yourself in these positions. And there's definitely, November is definitely a month where you are accepting that. You're accepting full responsibility for all your actions. You're definitely elevating, you're definitely growing, and you're just like, you know what, it is what it is. And you're taking anything that anybody is trying to throw at you from your past, and you're using it to help you succeed, to help you move forward. There is this space where other people hating on you, or other people being nasty to you, or being mad at you, or whatever it is, you're using that fuel to kind of motivate you to grow, to kind of motivate you to evolve, which is beautiful. Now, with that, I do have to say that make sure that that is not your only motivation. Make sure that your motivation deep within is rooted for yourself, and is rooted that you want to go ahead and grow, and you want to evolve for you, not to go ahead and just prove someone wrong. Even though I do feel that wanting to prove someone else wrong is the initial motivation during this time for you. When we go ahead and we move into the December energy, you guys have definitely put in a lot of work when it comes to October and November, because you guys are finally in this space where you feel aligned within yourself. You feel grounded enough to know that, to kind of know which steps you're taking moving forward, where it is that you are investing your time, where it is that you are kind of pushing back, or you're kind of secluding yourself. Let's put it this way. Excuse me, what is up with this today? Excuse me, guys. There were a lot of lessons that you have learned in the past. And even though you wanted to lie to yourself about those lessons, right? Because again, this is definitely that energy of the self-sabotaging energy. And you just don't want to be there anymore. Let's put it that way. You're tired of it. You're tired of, trying to fit into society. You're tired of trying to please everyone else and everything. And you just kind of just want to be yourself. And December, some of you are definitely going to be taking that route of kind of like secluding yourself to a point to really see who you truly are, because a lot of you have been in the past living a lie. A lot of you is like, again, with peer pressure, with temptations, you guys give in very quickly because it brings in this quick momentarily satisfaction, this momentarily joy or happiness. But it's like once the moment passes, then you're sitting there regretting things. And in December, you're analyzing, or you're recognizing that, because that's not how you want to live anymore. You want that the decisions and the choices that you make are truly coming from yourself, and not because you feel pressure to do them, or not because you feel like that is what society is expecting of you. You are realizing, some of you are realizing that you have been toxic when it comes to certain connections. There's somebody around you that whenever you feel that they're getting ahead or something like that, it's like you try, and I don't know if you guys were conscious of this prior to it, but it's like you try to stab at that person because you don't want them, you want them to need you, is what I'm picking up. So December, there's definitely a release of that, of the release of the control that you want to have over someone else. Okay, so let's go ahead and see, what do we have? I have to go ahead and dry this, right? Because there's a little water that spilled, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move into the tarot. We're all going to face the camera down, guys. It just saves a little bit of time. So for Libra, for the month of October, what is the root chakra for Libra for the month of October? The sun, the sacral, the Two of Wands, the solar. What is it, the solar for October for Libra? The Two of Coins. What is at the heart matter for Libra? What is at the heart for Libra for the month of October? Nine of Cups. The throat. What is at the throat for Libra for the month of October? Sorry, guys. The Ten of Swords. Okay. Sorry, I felt like I just felt like I had like an eyelash in my eye. So let's go ahead and see for the third eye. What is at the third eye for October for Libra? The Six of Wands. And what is at the crown for Libra for the month of October? The King of Wands. Alrighty, guys. Again, if there's any background noises, guys, just kind of ignore them. So at your root chakra with the sun, we're looking at hope. We're looking at wanting to find that grounding, that stability within yourself. Again, this is a stability that you're looking for that has nothing to do with anybody outside of you. Feeling pretty, feeling amazing, feeling like you can do anything without having somebody else, without it being justified by somebody else. Stepping out, knowing that you are completed, you are yourself. You're looking for that. You're searching for that in the month of October. You're trying to see how it is that other people can feel so confident. You want that confidence. You want to feel confident in yourself, in your actions, in whatever it is that you are currently doing, and you're going out looking for that. And when I say that you're going out, it's not you're not physically going out, but let's reword that, guys. You're going inward to see how it is that you can attain that, to see how it is that you can get to that place where you feel confident enough within yourself. With the sacral, we have the Two of Wands. Realizing that you did, and this is an acceptance here, where you may have used your emotions to manipulate others. Whenever you were caught in lies, whenever you were caught in, doing things that you knew that you were not supposed to be doing, you would retreat yourself and victimize yourself to kind of put the blame on someone else. So like if you cheated on somebody, well, I cheated on you because you don't take me out. I cheated on you because you work too much. That type of energy. So you're realizing that, you are becoming aware of that, of where it is that these emotions are rooted, in order to be able to deal with them, in order to be able to grow through them. With the solar, we have the Two of Coins. It's like your higher self is urging you and pushing you to move into calmer waters, to stop being that person that really jeopardizes everything that they have, to stop putting yourself in positions where you feel like you're going to lose it all for a quickie, let's put it this way. And if it's not sex, let's say for a cigarette or whatever it is that you are addicted to, right? So there's definitely this space where your higher self is like, you know what, enough is enough. You've done this to yourself a little bit for way too long, and we need to move out of this energy. And it's like they're showing you, it's like you're becoming aware that there is another way to live life. There is another way that you can be your best without having to mold yourself by what other people are expecting of you. With your heart, we have the Nine of Coins. You want to feel that self-love. You want to wake up every morning and be in love with life, be in love with yourself, knowing that your identity, your life is not based on what others think or others' opinions of you. And you want, again, it's like this wanting and needing to want to feel confident in your own skin, to want to feel confident within your actions, within your things. And it's like you're realizing how it is that your words are your worst enemy. Because you have definitely, again, there has been here a play of emotions where you have been trying to either control others, either by victimizing yourself or by the words that you have chosen to use. With the Throat, we have the Ten of Swords, which does not surprise me, because it's like, again, your higher self, your inner self is telling you enough is enough. Enough of living a lie, enough of lying to yourself, enough of lying to others, enough of pretending to be something and someone that you're not. You need to stop, again, molding yourself. Yes, a lot of people are going to kind of look at you like, who is this Libra? Who is this Libra? Because for the first time, a lot of your own family members, a lot of people that you have known, maybe your own partner, is starting to see the real Libra for the first time. And you're going to feel the pressure of it. In October, you're definitely letting go of that part of yourself that was a lie, that was an illusion that you had for people to look at you from a place where you got it all or you have everything figured out. With your third eye, we have the Six of Wands. Again, it's like reconnecting to your intuition, really allowing your intuition to guide you, really allowing your intuition to lead the way. so that you can free yourself. With your crown, we have the King of Wands. There is a better way. There is an easier way to be yourself. There is an easier way to feel that fulfillment. But there has to be an understanding here of your own actions. There has to be an understanding here of your own patterns. Those destructive patterns, those destructive behaviors that you had in place for a very long time. And that is what is being brought to the surface during the month of October for you, Libra. But there's definitely a huge change, a huge transformation coming in for you guys. So just get ready. The ride is going to be bumpy at some points, but trust me, if you go ahead and you allow yourself to grow through this, if you allow yourself to release what needs to be released, you are going to thank yourself. So let's go ahead and see in November, for the month of November, what is at the root chakra for Libra? Oh, the Ten of Swords reappear again. The sacral. What is it, the sacral for Libra? I don't know. I don't want to take that because I was going to take another card, so there was a hesitation. So at the sacral, what is at the sacral? See, we have the Ace of Coins. At the solar, we have the Three of Coins. What is at the heart? The Two of Coins. There's a lot of repeated energies, and it kind of makes sense because, again, it's like you guys are trying to heal all your chakras all kind of like at the same time. So there's definitely going to be an intense energy here that is coming in. So we have the heart. So now the throat, we have the Ace of Swords. For the third eye, we have death. And for the crown, we have the Three of Cups. So in November with the Ten of Swords, again, there's definitely there is an ending when it comes to that energy of security, that energy of grounding. Is going to be very intense. There are things that are going to be shown to you that you run to, whether it is that you use food. Some of you may have some type of food addiction or food or something with food. Either you restrict yourself from food or you overeat when you feel unstable, when you feel out of balance. And this is being shown to you how it is that you use food or you use other things to kind of be your scapegoat. Let's put it this way. That is definitely something that you guys, some of you are definitely aware of it, but some of you didn't want to go into that space of healing it. Again, this may have to do a lot with either foundations that were created back in the past or childhood trauma or anything like that, where that's how you were taught to cope with things. It's like if you're sad, you eat. If you're angry, you eat. If you're happy, you eat. And it's like everything is revolving around food or revolving around something outside of you so that you don't have to deal with the emotions at the moment. With the Ace of Coins at your sacral, there's definitely the space where you're starting slowly, but you're definitely setting boundaries. You're setting the boundaries that you're starting to set at the beginning, especially in November, are within yourself. Not putting yourself in situations or in position where you know that you cannot handle what is coming at you, right? So this goes back to like the temptations. If you know that you're not ready at the moment to deal with certain types of temptations, you're not going to put yourself in that position because you're not sure if you can handle it at the moment. So this is definitely a lot of self-awareness when it comes to setting boundaries, when it comes to those addictions, and to trusting yourself that yes, you can overcome this. Yes, you can grow through this. With your solar, we have the Three of Coins. Again, your higher self is paving the way of how it is that you're going to heal through this, because some of you still have a lot of hesitation with things that were not dealt with at the time, whether they were in your childhood or your preteen years, where you had a lot of things that happened but you didn't deal with them. So now it's like your higher self is like, you know what, yes, there's a lot of buried stuff down there that we need to heal, but don't worry, we got this. You got this. You're going to be able to do it. We're going to do it in a way that you're not going to feel like your entire life has spiraled out of control. There's going to be uncomfortable places, but when you get to those uncomfortable places, do not shut me down. Do not shut yourself down. Allow the change to happen. Allow the transformation to occur. With the heart space, we have the Two of Coins. Again, your heart is urging you to love yourself. Your heart is urging you to have compassion with yourself, to allow yourself to go through this healing process. Is not going to be easy. You know that. But it's going to be worth it. And that is what you have to take from this. It is definitely going to be worth it. With the throat, we have the Ace of Swords. When you find yourself in those spaces where you're starting to lie to yourself, when you're trying to make up little white lies to yourself to not deal with something, it's like you're going to have to fight yourself to stay in your truth. You're going to have to fight yourself to allow the healing to happen. Because for too long, you were in that energy where we're falling into a victimized space is all you know how to do. So this is this healing is definitely going to be challenging for you guys. There are going to be moments where you're going to feel defeated, but you're being asked not to go back into old behaviors, not to go back into old patterns. With your third eye, we have death. As much as you try to hide it, as much as you try to ignore it, as much as you try to ignore the truth, as much as you try to ignore the healing that is needed, your intuition is not going to let you. You're going to feel it emotionally. You're going to feel it physically. You're going to feel it at a soul level. It is going to be felt. And the more that you ignore it, the harder you're going to feel it. So whatever it is, depending on what chakra it is that you are choosing to ignore the healing in, then it's like your body's going to be hurting in that area. So if you're ignoring healing in your crown chakra, it's like your head is going to feel like it's exploding. You're going to feel like you're having a ton of sinus pressure, even though you're not allergic to anything that is outdoors at the moment. And this is not your allergy season. It's like, in your heart space, you're going to feel this pressure. You're going to feel these, your heart is accelerating. You're this and you're that. Whatever it is that you're choosing to ignore, you're going to physically feel it this month. So if you do not want to feel those intense physical pain or discomfort, then allow yourself to go through the healing process, because death is going to happen one way or another when it comes to those situations. Because again, you have been holding on to all of this pain, all of this hurt for way too long. With the Three of Cups as your crown, this is all happening for your betterment. This is happening so that you can have that alignment, so that you can have that peace within yourself, so that your mind, your intuition, your spirit, your body, your everything is connected, is aligned, and you're living from your higher self, where you are at peace with yourself, where you love yourself, where you honor yourself, where you take care of yourself. That is where you are headed. That is the understanding that you have to get here. What is being shown to you, what is being revealed to you, is not to bring you down. It's to help you evolve. Ooh, okay. So now let's go ahead and let's move on for the month of December. For the month of December, we have the Four of Coins at the root. What do we have at the sacral for the month of December? What do we have at the sacral for the month of December? The Emperor. What do we have at the solar for the month of December? What do we have at the solar? The Queen of Cups. No, the Queen of Coins. Excuse me. Apologies. What do we have at the heart matter? At the heart matter for December for Libra. The Hermit. What do we have at the throat? King of Wands. What do we have at the third eye for December? What do we have at the third eye for December for Libra? The Chariot. And what do we have at the crown? What do we have at the crown for the month of December? The King of Coins. Okay, let's see. So at your root chakra in the month of December, we have the Four of Coins. Finally, right? Finally feeling some type of stability within yourself. Finally feeling like you got the hang of this, or at least having that feeling like you're going in the right direction. Feeling a little bit more grounded. Feeling like you know which path to take, which direction to go in, and how it is that so far what you have healed, what you have released, is actually helping you feel more grounded within yourself. It's helping you feel more balanced within yourself. With the sacral, we have the Emperor, and with the Emperor here, we have you're kind of standing there and you're like, okay, I set these boundaries, I let go of this, I'm trusting myself, now I want to control everything. So be very careful with that. Be very careful, because this is not about the balance of your own emotions. This is about I just have to laugh, guys, because now that you feel grounded enough, you feel balanced enough, now you want to control other people's emotions. So be very careful of that. Yes, we all tend to go through this space or this stage where when we find balance, we want so heartily for those around us or whatever to find that balance within themselves. So just redirect that energy or redirect that focus on yourself. Because remember, you're walking away from that energy of trying to control others. Even though you're doing it in a different way now, because you're not manipulating them, you're just trying to tell them or show them something. Just be very careful with that. With the solar, we have the Queen of Coins. You're starting to see changes within your own connections with people, within the relationships that you have, either with family or with your partner. And you're starting to see that things are starting to move for the better. And you're starting to see the kind of like the rewards for when you actually go inward and heal yourself, and you actually like that. So it helps you stay motivated. It allows you and helps you to keep on pushing forward. With your heart, we do have the Hermit. There's definitely a space here where you're trying to figure out what is your passion? What do you love? What do you love? What would bring you that joy? I also feel that there is like a pulling away or a trying to balance out your work and play. Because it's like you guys either really love your job, really love what it is that you're doing, but sometimes you guys commit to yourself. Like you're realizing that is one of the things that you use as an escape code when it comes to not wanting to deal with something. Either when you don't want to deal with something that is going on in your own home, or you don't want to deal with something that is going on within yourself. So you're definitely taking a step back and analyzing that in order to finally finish healing that part of whatever it is that you started back in October. With your throat, we have the King of Wands. Definitely moving into a space of better communicating with yourself, better communicating with the universe, better communicating with others. Not feeling or not needing to lie anymore. Not feeling or needing that you have to, you have to hide yourself, or you have to pretend to be something you're not, etc., etc. Really trying to honor yourself and really trying to live from your truth. Because that is what you guys really want. With your third eye, we have the Chariot. With this Chariot card, with your third eye, again, your intuition is telling you you are equipped to make everything that you want possible. Stop waiting or stop wanting for others to come and make things happen for you. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and make things happen. And when you take the first step to achieve or, towards your goals or towards your dream, you'll see how everything starts to fall into place. When you are in alignment with what it is that you are meant to do, things just naturally flow towards you. With the Crown, we have the Knight of Coins. There is a level here of consciousness that you have never had before. You're starting to see things clearly for the first time. Whether it is things that are going on around the world, whether it's how it is the connections that you're in, how it is that you have been towards other people, how it is that other people have been towards you, etc. There's just this level of consciousness again that you have never had before. And you're just kind of sitting in it and enjoying it because you're grateful for the fact that this has been revealed to you now. So now we're going to go ahead and we'll move on over to love. So what is the energy for love here? Now, again, guys, this can be for one of the 3 months, October, November, or December, or this can transpire throughout the 3 months. So we have the Temperance, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. There is a need here, and I feel that this is something that is going to occur throughout the 3 months, where you guys are realizing that the love that you have been seeking outside of yourself, the love that you have been seeking in others, has been within you all this time, but you have kept it dormant, again, because of the past, because of past hurt, whether it was that somebody broke your heart or any trauma or anything like that. And it is definitely something hard for you guys to accept, but you guys are definitely working towards accepting that, you know, if the person that you're with now, let's say, decides to walk away, are you going to be able to keep on moving forward? Are you going to be able to live your life? Your challenging energy, we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Queen of Wands in the reverse. You guys sometimes avoid confrontations. You guys avoid confrontations with yourself, and you guys avoid confrontations with others. When you feel cornered, when you feel like somebody's confronting you, you definitely go into a defensive type of energy, because you just don't like confrontation. You don't like confrontation, you don't like confrontation, you don't like confrontation. And that is it. You want to be liked, you want to be well received by everyone. So therefore, it's like you won't go against anyone. You won't stand up for yourself. And that is an energy here that needs to be released. With your advice, we have the Devil in the reverse, the King of Swords in the reverse, and then the Ten of Swords in the reverse. If you don't start standing up for yourself, if you don't start having those uncomfortable conversations that you avoid, then just be prepared and be ready to continue on repeating the same patterns. If you're really honestly wanting change and you really honestly want to grow throughout the next 3 months, then there's definitely here and needing to be honest with yourself. Why is it that you avoid confrontation so much? Why is it that you don't stand up for yourself? And why is it that there's such a need to be liked and loved by everyone? It's like if somebody catches you on something, you try to redirect the focus on somebody else. It's like, you know, somebody found out that you lied about, like, you know, you're with your partner and they find out, let's say, that you were talking to somebody else, right? And it's like, well, my cousin cheats on her husband with like 3, and it's like, what does your cousin have to do with our relationship? Is kind of like what your partner is asking you. Like, what does she have to do, or what does he have to do with our relationship? I'm not talking about your cousin. So there's definitely here a need that you guys run away from confrontation, and you guys try to put the energy or the focus on someone else's problem, and that needs to stop. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Swords in the upright, and then the Three of Pentacles. Again, I definitely feel that your words, your quick reaction to things is your most challenging aspect or energy during this time. And that is something that, yeah, you're going to be able to grow through that. You're going to be able to overcome that in order to find that balance within yourself. But you're definitely going to have to put a lot of work into that. So now let's go ahead and look at finances and career. What is coming up for Libra during the month of October, November, and December? We have the Eight of Wands, the Three of Coins, and then we have the Ace of Coins with the Nine of Coins. And I am keeping all 4 of them. I'm usually just pulling out 3 cards, but for some reason all these cards came up, so we are going to keep them. There's definitely again, I do not, some of you are not, it's not that you are unhappy with your job, is like you guys allow yourself to be used by your employer or by your job. You guys don't know how to say no. We're seeing the same dynamic here when it comes to the confrontation and love and connections. You're having the same issue as, like, you know, if you want to take vacation and your boss is like, well, no. And you're like, oh, okay. Or, you know, you're told to come in for extra hours and you're only supposed to be there for an hour or two. And now it's like 12 hours later and you're still there. And you're just like, you'll just stay at work. Like, you'll stay at work for like a week straight because you don't want to go ahead and tell your boss that you have to leave. And it's like you make plans or whatever. And it's like you're being asked if you want to do something, right? You're not being forced into it, but you feel that the asking is more implied of you have to do it. And again, this has to do with some type of foundation or some type of belief that you get attached. You get attached to your job very quickly. You get attached to those that you work for. You get attached, and it's like you have this sense of loyalty. And the thing is that you have to realize that if you get hurt, let's say, or if you can't come into work for whatever the reason, or if you're, whatever happens, if they have to replace you, they're going to replace you. So you have to kind of see, where is this loyalty coming from? Is this loyalty coming from actually enjoying your job, or does it still have to do with issues that you haven't resolved? I do feel that, yes, you guys are making money. You guys have a huge increase in income. But at what cost? Because you guys, I'm picking up this energy of feeling depleted, feeling tired, feeling like you don't have a life. So we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse, the Magician and the Fool as your challenging energy. And it doesn't surprise me. You're going to have to start speaking up for yourself, whether it is that people are like you're being passed when it comes for promotions and things like that. Like, you just need to speak up, Libra. I don't know why. What has you so shook that you don't know how to stand up for yourself? The Moon, the Tower, and the Eight of Cups. That is your Tower moment. You're going to be pushed. You're going to be put in a position at work where it's like either your job is at stake or your reputation, and you're going to be forced to speak up for yourself. You're going to be forced to stand up for yourself because all the chances that you have been given in the past, you haven't taken them. What is the outcome for this? The Ten of Coins, the Two of Swords, and the Emperor in the reverse. Some of you, when you're forced, it's like there is, some of you rather walk away from your job or quit than see a situation head on, than to confront someone or about something at work. I don't know. Because we have the Emperor and the Two of Swords in the reverse. Or not confronting a situation because of fear of losing the stability that you have at work. You guys have a lot of work to do between October and December to get rid of this energy where you don't like confrontation, to get rid of this energy where you're allowing yourself to be used and abused constantly, Libra. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this time. As always, thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for all of you that have been sharing, liking, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all the donations. I greatly appreciate them. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.